Let's talk about the difference between public, private, and protected content. I'm going to go back to the Creation Center, and then I'm going to click on Edit Program so that we can get back to that program that we just made. There it is in the drop-down, Example Program. There are 4 different settings that we can pick for it. The first one is Private. Now, a private content means that only you, as the one who made it, and only executives of your organization can see or edit that content. I strongly recommend you keep your content private until it is finished and ready to be shared with the world. The next example of content is public. If you make your content public, that means anybody in the world can see it, whether or not they're a member of your community and whether or not they're a member of Blickel. Let me show you what I mean. If I make our program public, but not make it featured, that means that anybody will be able to find it. They can find it through the Explore page, which we will talk about later, or they can find it by going to your community page and clicking on Community Content. You'll see that here we have the featured content, but there's also a section for public content so that people can see the other contents that you have in your organization. So we're not ready to make this public because there is nothing inside of this program, and so I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to use the shortcut to go back to Edit Program, and let's go ahead and make that content private. You can see that when I do that, when I go back to the Community Content page, now it will no longer be visible for anybody to find it. And that's a good idea to do until we are done with our content. All right, let's talk about the last setting. I'm going to click on Edit Program and back to Example Program. Okay, so we've talked about public, where anybody can see it, even if they're not a member of Blickel. And we've talked about private, where only you and your executives can see it, as well as content creators that have been added to that content. There's now protected. Let's start with protected hidden. Protected hidden means that the content is hidden, and however, you have the ability to add people into that content to take it. It's a good idea to make your content protected hidden if it has proprietary information in it. This gives you the complete ability to only share your content with people who you want to share it with. In addition, you can set it up so that a person can pay to access this content. Now, they won't be able to know how to pay it if you make it protected hidden. However, I again want to stress that you should make it protected hidden if you want to have the full ability to control who has access to that content. Well, then how do people find it so that they can pay for it? That's where Protected Visible comes in. Protected Visible means that somebody can see your content and they know that it's there, but they're not able to access it either until they've paid for it or until you've granted them the access to go into the content after they've requested access. So there's a subtle difference between visible and hidden. Hidden means it's totally gone and you only can let people in with full control. Visible means that people can find your content and can let themselves in if they've paid for it or if they've requested access. In general, most content on Blickel should be a combination of these 4 things. Either make everything public, or if you want to charge some money, make some of your content public, and then make some of it protected visible, so that people can get a taste of your content and then decide if they want to pay to take more of it. One thing to understand is that every single content on Blickel, whether it's a program, a course, a unit, a lesson, or a test or a quiz, every single level, you have the ability to set its privacy setting. And so put some thought into how you want to structure your content and how visible you want to make it for the general public. For now, we'll leave this as a public program.